From exposing creative theft to highlighting the emasculation of black actors and a silent collusion against competitors, he laid it all bare, shaking up the perfect ideals of the Hollywood industry. By now, most of you have seen or have heard about the sensational interview given by Katt Williams. Why did this interview hit so hard on social media? Welcome to another episode of Black History Diary. Today, I delve into a world where laughter is king, but beneath the surface, there's a story of startling revelations and uproar that has sent shockwaves throughout the world of black comedy. We'll be unpacking the explosive interview with Katt Williams, where he pulls back the curtain on the hidden realities of Hollywood. Join us as we navigate through these uncharted waters, revealing the untold stories behind the laughs and the struggles that define the comedy world. How did this interview bring creative theft and the emasculation of black actors into the spotlight? For 30 years, they're a group. These aren't three random guys. All of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets. And this is the age of truth. This is an excerpt from the interview that Katt gave to Shannon Sharpe on his podcast, Club Shay Shay.
After Bernie left, they came to me. I was supposed to be the fourth king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie, and I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you.
And this is being said about three linchpins of the comedy world: Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Ricky Smiley. He is alluding to favoritism in the comedy industry and the toxic traits possessed by many big names in the comedy game. As I reflect on Katt Williams' revelations, it's clear that beneath the laughter and punchlines lies a complex world of competition, camaraderie, and sometimes controversy. Katt's bold stance has forced us to question the narratives we've been fed, reminding us that even in the world of comedy, truth and authenticity matters. Renowned for his sharp wit, Katt Williams has thrown open the curtains, revealing the backstage drama, alleged thievery, and industry politics that often lurk in the shadows of the spotlight. Before we dive into the depths of this comedic saga, let's pause for a moment and celebrate Katt Williams' journey, starting from his early days, navigating the vibrant stand-up comedy scene to becoming a fixture on hit TV shows and specials like Def Comedy Jam and BET's Comic View. Katt has been a trailblazer. He wields laughter as a powerful tool for both entertainment and introspection. Katt is renowned for his original, unapologetic humor on urban culture, but that is not the sole reason for his fame. He has remained an enigmatic figure for his fans and the entertainment industry for his quote-unquote energetic behavior. This time, he's made headlines for different reasons. He has exposed the world to what transpires backstage while laughter resounds in the front. And the image he portrays is far from pleasant. It's a tumultuous world of struggles, dispute, and resentment. Another significant aspect of this Clash of Titans saga is that it's primarily black comedians launching salvos against fellow black comedians. Now, you might be wondering why this fact is worth pondering. It's because breaking into the entertainment industry is an uphill battle for anyone, but especially black individuals. Those who have achieved successful careers have often faced far more obstacles than their counterparts. So naturally, along with their awe-inspiring factor, they are the standard for all aspiring black comedians or actors. Their actions and reactions are a message for the upcoming comedians or actors of color. These messages have to be good and encouraging. They should tell the young comedians or actors that the door is held open for them.
And then you never put Mark Curry on your show or nothing. Like, if you don't say anything, these dudes will run over you. I don't know if you know how bullies operate.
I
but
do.
If you don't stand up for yourself, there really is nothing they won't do.
Right.
Now, let's shed light on the unfolding events. Afterwards, we'll discuss the message this episode conveys to the black community. Let's kick things off with Katt's accusations against none other than Cedric the Entertainer, a comedian regarded as a maestro by many. In a startling revelation, Katt Williams accused Cedric the Entertainer of stealing his best joke from the late 90s. But this wasn't just any joke. It was Katt's masterpiece, his grand finale. delivered in 1998 on Comic View. Cedric allegedly praised Katt for the joke at the Comedy Store, only to perform it verbatim 2 years later on the original Kings of Comedy. Katt resented that Cedric thought that he could appropriate the joke without any consequences. While Ced insists it's a case of revisionist history, it's a classic case of he said, she said scenario. The plot deepens as we delve into the maestro's response, where Ced defends his decades-long career, emphasizing that it can't be defined by a single joke. While laughter is often seen as a great unifier, ironically, it doesn't always unite those who create it. This realm has its own battlegrounds, rivalries, and casualties. Moving on to the next shocking revelation, Katt versus Rickey Smiley. Williams had plenty to share about his co-star in the 2002 film Friday After Next. According to Katt, Smiley falsely claimed that he originally had the role of Money Mike, a role that Williams secured after an audition of over 200 black comedians. Under this specific segment, Katt shed light on another dark aspect of the problematic black male portrayal in Hollywood. He revealed that a clause was added to his contract after this experience, stipulating that Smiley could only work with him if he wore a dress in his roles. Now, what was Rickey Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract, Williams says. Him and Tyler Perry can't portray a man to save their lives. They excel at playing women. He recounts that during his initial audition for the Money Mike role, the script included a scene in which his character was subjected to sexual assault in a bathroom. According to him, he took a risk of standing up to the studios, the cast, and the powers that be in his very first movie. He said that he didn't feel the assault would be funny. Rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are, he said. If you would allow me to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it'll be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. However, the series' executive producer, Ice Cube, denies that the scene was ever a part of the movie. I would never shoot a rape scene in a movie, especially Friday, where you can actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style. In a video released on social media platform X, the rapper and producer said that he had a lot of love for Katt, but called it a discrepancy in how he and Williams remembered those events. Katt has made this claim before, but it's important to note that this allegation isn't exclusive to Katt only. Numerous black actors have shed light on this alleged problematic aspect of Hollywood, where black men are often portrayed as weak and effeminate. A few months ago, Terrence Howard made a similar claim, suggesting that Hollywood has a deliberate agenda to feminize black men. Dave Chappelle was among the pioneers who shed light on this pattern also. He revealed in an interview with Oprah Winfrey that he was pressured into wearing a dress for a movie with Martin Lawrence. He mentioned that the scene involving the dress wasn't even discussed with him beforehand. While some might consider this a theory, the fact that many black actors have stated it as a contractual condition lends credence to these claims. Now, let's shift our focus to Katt's claims against Steve Harvey. Katt wasn't mincing words when he accused Steve Harvey of lifting the premise of his show from another comedian, Mark Curry. According to Katt, Harvey, the star of the Steve Harvey Show, allegedly watched Mark Curry's sitcom, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and reproduced the concept for his own show. The same Steve Harvey that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he's the principal and he wears a suit. He also says Steve Harvey lacked the range to be a movie star. Steve Harvey responded to these allegations, but without directly engaging with the comedian. In his morning show, while the crew was congratulating co-host Nephew Tommy on starting a new season of reality dating series Ready to Love, he mentioned Shannon Sharpe's show. He made a subtle remark while addressing Tommy that since he was a comedian, a radio host, and now he got a game show, I'm finna go on Shannon Sharpe's show and accuse you of stealing my whole damn thing. Clearly, this was a reference to Williams' interview with Sharpe. However, this wasn't the extent of what Katt said about it. Katt also accused Harvey of hating on Bernie Mac, a celebrated comedian. He said that Steve even attempted to steal Mac's role as Frank Cotton on Ocean's 11. These allegations have been vouched for by Ed Lover, who was a close friend of the late comedian. He said Bernie told him about Steve's hatred out of his own mouth. Bernie Mac's daughter, Janice McCullough, praised Williams as being a stand-up dude. As for Steve, he came up with another subtle remark. In an X post, he shared a clip from his show Family Feud where he told the audience that one never needs to explain themselves to haters. However, Harvey didn't deny the claims, which led many to believe that Katt was on to something. Another comedian, Gary Owen's account of his experience with Steve Harvey, also supports the claims of his toxicity and attempts to prevent anyone from getting ahead. Owen said that when he joined the Steve Harvey show, he was under the impression that he and Steve would partner up, but he ended up doing voiceovers for the show, hidden backstage. Moreover, he wasn't left with enough time for his stand-up shows, which greatly affected his finances. When he got a gig in DeRay Davis's Hip Hop Squares, he was making 4 times more cash from 3 episodes of the gig than he did doing 2 weeks at Steve Harvey's show. This shows how little he was being paid from a very successful show. Now I'll move on to the next incendiary revelation by Katt. While several of his accusations were a first of their kind, his feud with Kevin Hart is very old, where both comedians have engaged in public tirades against each other. This time, Williams called Hart an industry plant who lied about how his career started. As expected, Kevin hit back with a response. He posted on X, "Gotta get that anger up out you, champ. It's honestly sad." He also mocked Katt on ESPN's NBA Unplugged. He contested the claims that Williams made during the interview, specifically that he read 3,000 books a year between the age of 8 and 12. Another startling claim made by Williams was about the rapper and actor Ludacris. Katt alleged that Ludacris joined the Illuminati and struck a deal with them to cut his hair and his sideburns in exchange for being in 20 movies for $200 million, in reference to his Fast and Furious films. Now, what would be the rapper's response to this? Luda took a creative approach to responding. Without mentioning Williams, he rapped over an instrumental version of Ye's Devil in a New Dress and used the phrase, "Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati." He closed with, "R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks." He added in later bars, closing with, "Afro with the sideburns, yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise, comedians, check your temperature." The list of revelations and accusations are aplenty, as it was an almost 3-hour interview. If we try to analyze their validity apart from the personal attacks, some allegations need serious attention. Emasculation of black male actors, creativity thefts, and above all, the teeming resentment in comedy and the entertainment industry. It's not just about the punches and counterpunches. It's about the ever-evolving dynamics within the comedy universe where egos clash and reputations hang in the balance. In just 2 hours, Katt Williams managed to unveil a myriad of issues within the black comedian circuit. Admittedly, it's hard to discern how much is true and how much might be a slight exaggeration, like the claim of reading 3,000 books per year, equating to roughly 10 books every day. Perhaps a misstep? Who knows? But amid the nuances, one glaring revelation stood out for me in that interview: the emasculation of black men in entertainment. That goes from Flip Wilson to Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Jamie Foxx. Most successful actors have donned a dress or done drag, which raises the question if performing effeminate roles is one of the many hoops black male actors have to go through in the entertainment industry. Intrigued, I inquired into the careers of black comedians or actors who embrace dressing in a non-traditional manner, particularly donning dresses. Surprisingly, their careers seem to soar in the post-dress era. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but that's because you may not be aware of the burden of the black tax. This is something that forces black individuals to do more for the same cost, even when performing the same job. Many of you might be wondering if comedy should have any link with vanity. My answer is, if it's a condition and the actor is being pressured, and mainly because of their color, it's more than just playing a role. No one should be pressured into doing something because of their race or background. That's what discrimination is. In America, the land of freedom, one is supposed to be free to dress and be whoever they want to be. It should be so in every realm, including the entertainment industry. Donning a dress or doing drag is a choice, whoever chooses to do it. However, when success demands one to be something they are not, it becomes an issue, because then it becomes a condition in racial discrimination. Terry Crews once shared an incident of being assaulted at a party during the Me Too movement. However, he didn't retaliate or speak out for fear of being ostracized or jailed. Many stories, though untold, seem to echo similar sentiments. Beyond the emasculation aspect, I'm captivated by the rift, the battles, the attitudes, and the mentalities existing even in the realm of comedy. Comedy, the arena meant to make us laugh, conceals behind the scenes beef reminiscent of the East Coast, West Coast feud, a feud that ended tragically for two of our greatest. Two of our legends are no longer with us because we couldn't get along. Now Steve Harvey is reportedly hating on Bernie Mac. Kevin Hart and Ricky Smiley are at odds with Katt Williams. Now I have never heard of country singers from Texas beefing with ones from Colorado. Have you heard of Jeff Foxworthy beefing with Jim Carrey? I haven't either. I'm not saying there's not beef, I'm just saying I haven't heard of it. What's happening in our community? Why so much animosity, especially amongst those who have achieved success? This is a slap akin to Will Smith and Chris Rock. In an industry already challenging for Black individuals to secure roles, it's confounding that efforts are made to undercut one another. As the dust settles, or perhaps stirs anew, what does this comedy saga teach us about industry, creativity, and the comedic fraternity? It's a reminder that there is much work to be done, both within ourselves and in fostering genuine unity amongst all of us.